Hi everyone, and I'm hoping you're having a good day. Today I'm going to start a new series which I will call Protheus Recommends. So, what it is basically a series that will tell you how I personally do things. Take note of the word personally. Uh, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best way of doing things, nor I'm telling you that you shouldn't do this and that, but rather with the things that I personally do, I hope that this information is something that you could have used yourself, help you, and if you have anything that is actually better than mine, then I will appreciate if you actually tell me how you do yours instead. So for the series starter, I will talk about leads and uh, I will just have a brief rundown of the things, the qualities that I think a good lead should possess. Things I'm looking at. Obviously, stats. Legendary heroes, especially Guardian heroes, have tremendous amount of stats, so that's obvious, but it's just one of the things. Because a second, skill, which are the favorite things of people who they prefer as a good lead. For example, Vlok, Mistra, Ramya, and those heroes actually deal tons of damage thanks to their very great skill and how they work. Uh, Sherry actually, which I'm leading off, is actually quite cool as well. Her lasers deal tremendous amount of damage and it's very quick. It doesn't even give opportunity to the some to regenerate like Fleta, which I am running to do her dungeon right now. So that is one. That is the second rather. Now for the third is the CC, or crowd control, stun, fear, confuse, and everything like that. So why does it matter? Well, for one, if you get to the later stages, which I'm currently at Hell Forgotten Island, you will start to encounter very difficult enemies. Waves doesn't usually get killed in one hit, which I will do right now. So if they actually survive the first wave of your skills, then obviously you have to follow it up. So if they can still move and you go into the center, then most likely they will be able to hit you with everything they got, which doesn't help your situation at all. So I really recommend you having a secondary nuker. For example, I have a Sherry and have a Vlog, which helps me with clearing waves, because clearing waves as fast as possible is great, especially if uh, your goal is actually reaching or going for 3 stars for dungeons. So that's one. Number 4, which is actually auto attack coverage. For one, my Sherry has a good one. Vlok, Yuria, Lana, Buns are some of the great in that regard. So if ever you're out of skill, of course you're gonna use your auto attack. Now imagine if you don't have a good cleave, then most likely it will take you longer time to finish a wave, which is less than ideal. And of course, number 5, skill cooldown. This is where Yuria starts to shine out. She's got the quality that I've said earlier, which are, well, skill cooldown 14 seconds. Also has 14-second cooldown, and Alex. But Alex is a long range, which is less ideal because, like said, the skill coverage, which is something that range units struggle with. But it's not to say that they're bad inherently, it's just that they're less ideal in doing things. And it takes skill to use them anyway, so I really don't recommend using a range hero. So, like I said, skill cooldown makes gives you the ability to spam your skills, clearing waves and everything. So overall, very useful. And last but not least, a skill animation. So what do I mean by that? Again, the best example, and I think is the best lead overall in the game, is Yuria, have it possessing everything that I've said so far. So skill animation, her skill nature is that she will dash and initiate. Hence, it'll be faster for her to actually go into the center and probably combo with block because when you get into the waves of enemy, you'll be at the center and of course they'll be alive. And then you can follow up with Vlog and how the nature of his skills do is that he throws axe all around him. So that's an ideal scenario, a combo that you can do. Now imagine if you swap it out, you gotta use Vlog first, you gotta be in the center. Before you can actually get to the center to make most out of your skill, most likely many opponents have hit you. So that's not the ideal way of doing things. So I personally believe that Kyria is still the best amongst them, though Vlog is still an S tier lead by himself, I believe. Ramia is good to back then. Lana is good to actually, if she has great stats, most likely she will be on the same spot with Yuria, but it depends. Yuria's utility still is something that you won't be able to replicate. Perhaps, though, with Fleta having the same nature with her, she can do the same, but that is uh, for us to find out in the future, not until we have her. So that is it. I think those are the great qualities of a lead, and if ever this will be of a help, I'm glad that it did. So I'll see you around for the next topic, and goodbye.